So, I got a couple Omnis to unbox. What's up, guys? It's BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, I review them, all on this channel, all for your viewing pleasure. So, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button and then tap that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Now, a couple weeks ago, you guys saw me actually advertise on the channel that Ultimate Comics was having a Black Friday sale, and included in that sale, they were going to have select items that were marked down to 50% off. Of course, I had to go and partake. Before we take a look at what I got from the sale, I've also got something pretty cool. So here in comics, there's this term called an AOK. I'm learning these things as I go. And an AOK stands for an act of kindness from someone else in the community. I have been blessed to meet some really cool people through this hobby that we call comics. And so in this box, I've also got an AOK from my friend Chris. Now, we've traded comics before, but basically he saw my video talking about how much I love Damian Wayne. And Damian Wayne, of course, his first appearance was in Batman 655, which I do have slabbed. If you missed that video, check it out. I'll put it in the YouTube card. But what if it wasn't really his first appearance? Now, there is a story that is technically in canon called Batman, Son of the Demon, right? And it basically explores Talia and Bruce, and I've not actually read the story, so I can't really say exactly what it explores. But the point is, Talia does have a baby. He's not referenced as Damian, but it is the baby. And then Grant Morrison kind of takes that and makes it canon when he introduces Damian Wayne to the DC universe. So Chris had a first print coming in on the way, and he's like, hey, whenever my first print comes in, I'll give you the second print that I already have. And he's a man of his word. So here we have Batman, Son of the Demon, written by Mike Barr, art by Jerry Bingham, oversized prestige format. There you got Ra's al Ghul and Talia. Do you guys say Raj or Race? Race. Like, let me know. Denny O'Neil says Race. I say Raz. And the cartoons say Raz, although a couple say Race. Yeah, I'd love to see what you guys say in the comments. But yeah, so, and it says, to rally for Brandon from Chris Crow. Very cool. So, shout out to you, Chris. Thank you. I'm excited to have this and to read it. I am going to end up buying that Batman Demon Trilogy hardcover because it seems like it's getting scarce. And it's got this story and a couple of others. Now, on to seeing what we got on this half-off sale. Now, Danny at Ultimate Comics knows how to get me, right? So, we have the half-off table. And, you know, I'm just in the same day that I was in talking for like an hour with Dan and Amanda and Albert, right? Dan's like, hey, man, by the way, we added some new stuff to the half-off table. I recommend this Punisher book that you should get. And I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to get into the Punisher. I'll do that. I'll think about that. And I guess he notices that I'm not grabbing the book. So then he goes, hey, if you grab that Punisher book, I'll let you pick any other omnibus in the store, and I'll make that half off too. And I was like, that's interesting, right? And so here we are. So let's pull out the first book, which is, this thing's heavy. The Marvel Knights Punisher by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. I've never read a Punisher book before, but I love street level characters, and it doesn't get much more street level than this. I have read the Punisher before. I've read the Punisher Eminem crossover. That's the one I read. But I mean, the Punisher, as far as all I really know about him is that he kills his victims or the evildoers. But I mean, he's got a really cool looking costume. Like, look at that. Skin tight shirt with a skull on it. Cool little white utility belt. Anyway, I'm excited to get into this, and half off cover price made it $50, and can't really beat that. Now, the second book, in keeping with this street level heroes theme. These books are so heavy. Let's get rid of this box. This is Batman Nightfall, Volume 1. Now, I've never read Nightfall. Well, I read the issue where Bane breaks Batman's back, but this is the whole saga leading up to it. Now, I was on the fence about this omnibus because the Batman Nightfall omnibus actually runs 3 volumes. And I'm like, do I really want to have 3 volumes of early 90s Batman? What I've heard is that this volume is good and volume 3 is good, but volume 3 doesn't even pick up till halfway through. So you're kind of signing up to read a whole lot of stuff. Now, since I've grabbed this, it looks like volumes 2 and 3 are becoming a lot harder to find. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to find volume 3. It's going out of print. But I was like, you know what? At half off for both of these, it's basically buy one, get one free. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the bank account, looking at the sales on my website, looking at my budget, like, can I really swing this? And then boom, another customer comes through and I'm like, all right, I got some play money. Let's do it. So, like I said, at buy one, get one free, I mean, I do like the artwork in this omnibus. And I'll probably do some overviews of these books later. You know what? Let's do it now. All right, so let's get started with the overviews. First up is this Batman Nightfall, Volume 1. This little red sticker is how we know it was 50% off. Now, let's take this dust jacket off. Take a look at the actual hardcover. Very cool artwork. I like that. Oh, it's wraparound art. So let's look at it, how it goes. So, very cool. That's a weird way to do that, but I do like the image on it. That's fine. But yeah, anyway, there you go. There's the hardcover. Now, let's open this up properly. I did stretch it out one time before, but you heard that big crack just then. This book is like massive. This book is huge. As I'm opening this, you guys can see the artwork. And I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Although I guess if I don't read the word bubbles, I do know it's going to end with Batman's face broken or back broken. So here we go. Like I said, this is very nice artwork. Who wrote Nightfall? What does it say? I'll look at the credits later. I feel like I should know who wrote Nightfall, but I don't. And while I am flipping through this, let's see. All right, so this collects Batman number 484 to 500, Batman Shadow of the Bat number 16 and 18 or through 18, Batman Vengeance of Bane number 1, Detective Comics 654 through 666, and Showcase 93 numbers 7 and 8. So there you go, for everyone who wanted to know what's inside. Boom, boom, boom. Very cool. This book does look very interesting, so that's cool. There's that artboard. All right. Nightfall, written by Chuck Dixon, Doug Mensch, and Alan Grant. With pencils by Graham Nolan, Jim Aparo, Norm Brayfogle, Mike Manley, Tom Mandrake, Tom Grinberg, Michael Netzer, Jim Ballant, Klaus Janson, and Brett Blevins. And I'm going to stop there. Very cool. Very cool. Like I said, the art looks good, so I'm excited about that. Oh, there's a huge introduction, forward and whatnot, and boom, there you get into the Vengeance of Bane. So, very cool. I'm excited about that one. Let's put this dust jacket back on. And there's your French flaps with all your information about the writers and the artists. So yeah, this is a big boy. It's super thick. I don't know if I'm going to get volumes 2 and 3, but I will be excited to at least read volume 1 and see, what it sets up. To know more about the deck. Now, let's get into the second book here. This is The Punisher, Marvel Knights Punisher by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. I really like that cover art. Very cool. Maybe, I wonder if these stickers are like damaging. Like if I take it off, is it going to be too sticky? Anyway. Here's what it collects. Collects Punisher number 1 through 12 from the year 2000. Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. The Marvel Knights Double Shot number 1. And then the Punisher series from 2001, issues 1 through 7 and 13 through 37. When his family was killed by the mob, Frank Castle became the underworld's worst nightmare, the Punisher, a calculating and unstoppable killing machine. Definitely not for the kiddies here, but I'm excited about it. And there you go. Still more information on your French flaps. I do have a reprint of the Punisher's first appearance. And that's Spider-Man, I think it's 129. And I got the Lionsgate reprint. All right, so first off, let's look at this artboard, like this book. I love that skull logo. That's iconic, right? I remember there was some kind of controversy because apparently police officers were using that logo. And the creators of the Punisher were like, nah, don't do that. So, cool stuff. Marvel books always present so well. Like, it's got the nice curve on the pages. You never have to worry about what the binding is going to look like. One thing I do love about Marvel is that they're not afraid to like cross over their characters. It's like all the Marvel universe exists together. And it almost seems like with the DC universe, they don't necessarily exist together like that until it's time for a team book. They kind of live in their own worlds. Obviously, there's crossovers here and there. Like Batman and Flash did the Button a couple years ago. And, you might get like a Batman and Superman team-up book and stuff like that. But you're not going to be reading an issue of Detective Comics like just randomly and, oh, Wonder Woman's in this issue. Not usually. So, yeah. Loving this artwork. And, I mean, the Punisher just looks deadly. It's definitely punishing people. So, I'm excited to get into this as well. Because, like I said, when it comes to these comics, I am more of a DC guy. Because I'm a big Batman fan. And I'm an even bigger fan of, like, just cartoons and stuff. And I think DC's animated universe is way better than Marvel's animated stuff. Although most people would agree that Marvel does the better cinematic movies. And I mean, I don't disagree there. Boom, look, here's Wolverine. Punisher and Wolverine got a little bit of a history together. But I mean, overall, this is just a great looking book. So let's take a look at the binding. This is a massive book. There is a little bit of an eye, but it's still kind of heavy and it's still kind of laying kind of flat. I wonder if I stretch it more. Yeah, so you're getting a bigger eye there. But yeah, I mean, I didn't see any issue. There's a pretty thick layer of glue there, but whatever. Also, I don't even know how old this book is. I'm pretty sure this book is pretty old because I've been seeing this around the shop for like almost a year. I was surprised it wasn't marked down before. But there we go. There's The Punisher by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. And just for fun, let's look at this book Chris got me. So, boom, Batman Son of the Demon, Mike Barr, Jerry Bingham, second print. Again, I love this with Talia and Raj Al Ghul. And I'm just going to thumb through it a little bit. I'm not going to go through this big thing, but yeah, printed in Canada, second printing. Copyright 1987. I'm probably going to stop halfway through because I'm actually interested to read this. And it's like a one-shot story, so you get too deep, you're going to really start spoiling things. Very, very cool. So, there we go. And that's going to do it for the overview. Hope you saw something you liked. If you didn't, that's cool. You can buy what you like. Make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others because kindness makes the world go round.